You can spend hundreds of dollars on designer probiotics, choke down expensive green powders, and track every single macro, but if you're ignoring this one microscopic seed, you are leaving your health to chance. Imagine waking up on day 30 with a gut that feels lighter than it has in a decade, a brain that is firing on all cylinders without the mid-afternoon fog, and a heart that pumps with the efficiency of a high-performance engine. Most people see these tiny black specks and think they are just a trendy topping for a smoothie bowl. They couldn't be more wrong. What if I told you that inside these ancient seeds lies a biological reset button for your metabolism and your arteries? In the next 20 minutes, I am going to peel back the curtain on a 30-day experiment that most doctors won't tell you about. We are going to look at the cellular shifts that happen when you introduce the highest plant-based source of omega-3s into your daily routine. By the end of this video, I will reveal the 2 specific nutrients hidden within the chia shell that your body desperately needs to repair your gut lining and stabilize your blood sugar overnight. So like and subscribe so we can get right into it. As we cross the threshold of 35 or 45, our bodies begin to change the way they handle inflammation and waste. What worked for us in our 20s, those quick fixes and fast-burning fuels, simply doesn't cut it anymore. Our digestion slows down, our joints begin to whisper in discomfort, and our cardiovascular health becomes a priority rather than an afterthought. This is why the humble chia seed is becoming the most discussed superfood in modern longevity medicine. It is not just about nutrition, it is about biological efficiency. Let's talk about the problem most of you are facing right now, even if you don't realize it. It's called internal stagnation. Think about the modern diet, highly processed, low in structural fiber, and stripped of essential fatty acids. This leads to a sluggish digestive tract where waste sits for far too long, creating a breeding ground for systemic inflammation. You feel it as bloating, as that stubborn weight around the midsection that won't budge, and as a general sense of fatigue. I want to tell you about a patient of mine. Let's call him Robert. Robert was 42, a successful guy but perpetually exhausted. He was eating what he thought was a healthy diet, chicken, rice, some broccoli here and there. But his cholesterol was creeping up and his energy was bottoming out by 3 p.m. He was doing everything right, yet his body felt like it was stuck in second gear. This is the trap. You've been told that fiber is fiber and any grain will do. But the truth is, most of the fiber we consume is abrasive and lacks the mucilaginous quality needed to actually heal the gut. Most of the heart-healthy cereals and bars you see in the grocery store are actually inflammatory triggers disguised as health food. They provide bulk without the lubrication or the essential fats. When Robert started the 30-day Chia protocol, he didn't just add fiber. He added a biological sponge that cleared out decades of accumulated waste while simultaneously bathing his cells in anti-inflammatory oils. Now, we must look at the hidden truth. Why do these tiny seeds have such a disproportionate impact on the human body? To understand this, we have to look at the science of hydrophilic expansion. When a chia seed hits water or the liquid in your stomach, it swells to 12 times its original size. It forms a thick, gelatinous coating. This isn't just a culinary quirk, it is a medical miracle for your transit system. Recent data suggests that this gel-like substance acts as a physical barrier in the gut. A study published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology highlighted that this specific type of soluble fiber slows down the conversion of carbohydrates into sugar. This means you aren't just eating seeds, you are installing a governor on your blood sugar levels. While you sleep, that gel is moving through your system, picking up bad LDL cholesterol and dragging it out of the body before it can oxidize in your arteries. But there is a deeper layer to this. Most people are walking around with a massive imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. This imbalance is the root cause of silent inflammation, the kind that leads to brain fog and joint pain. Chia seeds contain more omega-3s than salmon, gram for gram. As we build tension toward the solution, realize that for 30 days, you aren't just eating seeds, you are performing a lipid replacement therapy on your own blood. So what is the solution? How do you actually execute this 30-day transformation? It comes down to 3 specific power factors within the chia seed: the mucilage gel, the alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, and the magnesium-boron complex. First, let's look at the mucilage. This is the clear jelly that forms around the seed. Scientifically, this gel slows the digestion of enzymes that break down starches. Practically, this means if you have chia in the morning, your lunch won't cause that dreaded 2 p.m. crash. You must take this in the morning, ideally 30 minutes before your first meal. By doing this, you prime the gut. You create a protective lining that prevents spikes in insulin. Second is the ALA, the omega-3. This works on a neurological level. After about 14 days of daily consumption, the ALA levels in your blood stabilize, providing a constant source of fuel for your brain's cell membranes. I remember a woman named Margaret who struggled with menopause brain, that feeling of losing your keys and forgetting names. By day 20 of her Chia habit, she reported a clarity of thought she hadn't felt in years. It wasn't magic, it was her brain finally getting the healthy fats it needed to conduct electrical signals efficiently. Third is the manganese and boron. These are the forgotten minerals for bone health. As we age, especially past 45, bone density becomes a critical issue. Chia is one of the few plant sources that provides a highly bioavailable form of these minerals. The common mistake people make is eating the seeds dry. Never do this. Dry seeds can actually pull moisture out of your tissues, leading to constipation, the exact opposite of what we want. You must hydrate them for at least 15 minutes before consumption. Now listen closely, because this is where most people go wrong. If you want to see the 30-day miracle, you must avoid these 3 critical mistakes. First, stop sprinkling dry seeds on your yogurt and calling it a day. When you eat them dry, they can become a choking hazard or stick to the lining of the esophagus. More importantly, your body cannot break down the hard outer shell to access the nutrients. You are literally flushing the benefits down the toilet. Always soak them or grind them. Second, stop the random timing habit. If you take chia seeds with a high calcium meal, like a heavy cheese dish, the phytates in the seeds can actually bind to the calcium, preventing absorption. You want to space your chia intake away from heavy dairy to ensure you are getting the mineral benefits. This is a warning. If you combine them wrong, you are wasting your money. Third, and perhaps most importantly, do not start with a massive dose. If your body isn't used to high-quality fiber and you jump into 3 tablespoons a day, you will experience intense cramping and gas. This isn't the seeds failing, it's your gut reacting to a sudden change in its environment. Start with 1 teaspoon and work your way up over the first 7 days. To wrap this up, let's recap what your 30-day journey looks like. Week 1 is the acclimation phase, where your gut microbiome begins to shift. Week 2 is the energy phase, where your blood sugar stabilizes. By week 3, you enter the repair phase, where the omega-3s begin to reduce systemic inflammation. And by week 4, you are in the optimization phase, where your skin looks clearer, your digestion is clockwork, and your heart is protected. Here is my bonus tip. For a massive boost in absorption, add a squeeze of lemon to your soaking chia seeds. The vitamin C in the lemon increases the bioavailability of the iron and calcium found within the seeds by nearly 30%. It's a small tweak that yields a massive biological dividend. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you been making? Have you been eating them dry, or have you been skipping the morning priming phase? Tell me in the comments below.